Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas around here. Now, confession, I've actually had my Christmas tree up at our house since November 1st, but I thought I'd bring in some of the festivities and the celebration into the studio today. Merry Christmas. I thank you for joining us today. Now, for so many of us, the month of December is a month of giving, of family, of holiday cheer. It also can be a time of stress, maybe a time of sadness if we've lost loved ones. But today I want to challenge you with something that I think could make the month of December one of the most important months of your life. So let's talk about it. So what is the challenge? Along with all of the celebration, all the holiday cheer, I want to encourage you to make this December and all future Decembers a month that you set aside time to set intention for the upcoming year. You know, this is the more intentional life, and December is such a wonderful time to set aside, to get clarity, to determine what you truly want to accomplish and to do in the following year. For the past 5 years, I've been attending a conference every year called the Next Conference, held by a minister and speaker named Terry Savelle Foy. And almost every single year, she gives us a challenge. She tells us to close our eyes and to imagine that it is the next New Year's Eve, that you're at a party with your loved ones, you're getting all ready, you're all dressed up, you're getting ready for that countdown for the big ball to drop, and you turn to your loved one and you say, "This has been the best, most exciting, greatest year of my life." And then she asks us this question: what would have to happen in the next 12 months for that to be a true statement for you next New Year's Eve? You know, I've always liked that question, and I've liked the thought of that. But did you know that's not really a question that you should just answer off the top of your head? You know, that's a question that really takes some time of self-reflection. You really should set aside time to determine, what do I really want out of life? Which direction do I want to begin going this year? What do I want to accomplish? What good things do I want to see in my life and my family's life? What are the things that I'm really willing to work hard for and even sacrifice to see happen in my life? These are not things that you should just pick off the top of your head December 31st at 11:59 and say, this is my resolution. And so that's why I challenge you, use the entire month of December at different times. Be thinking about, what do I really want to accomplish in 2025? Now, here are just a few things that you could begin thinking about to get you started. Number one, what goals do you want to accomplish in 2025? Now, many experts will say that you should have no more than 7 to 10 goals for a year, but you really should be able to break them up to where you're focusing on maybe 3 or 4 of them at a time. So in 2025, what do you want to accomplish? What do you want to see? What are your goals? But don't just decide what your goals are. Take those next steps over this month. First, write them down. Get them on a piece of paper, get them somewhere, and then determine, where am I going to put this so I can keep these goals in front of me every day, that I can look at them throughout 2025 and say, these were the things that I determined were most important to me during this year. And then take the next step. What are the actionable steps that you can take to make progress toward those goals? What are the milestones that you want to see? Are there goals that you can finish in the first quarter or the first half of the year so you can focus on other goals? All of these things take time, but you are so much more likely to actually accomplish your goals. One, if they're clearly stated. Two, if they're written down and kept in front of you. And three, you have actually taken time to determine, what are the actionable steps I need to take in order to accomplish these goals. The second thing you can think about is, what habits do you want to develop in this next year? Specifically, are there any habits that you should develop or have to develop in order to reach the goals that you've defined? You know, if you have a goal of losing 35 pounds, well, there are some health habits that you can develop. You can develop habits of eating healthier. You can develop habits of making sure you work out 3 times a week. You can develop a habit of making sure you get 10,000 steps in each day. You know, if you have a habit or if you have a goal of saving $10,000, well, then there are some financial habits that you should develop. You should develop a habit of keeping track of your spending and having a budget. Or you should create a habit of saving. You make a rule of yourself. I'm going to put away at least $5 every single week, more if I can, but I'm going to develop these spending and saving habits that will help me accomplish my goal of saving $10,000. The third thing you can start thinking about are, what books do you want to read, courses do you want to take, or conferences do you want to attend that will also help in facilitating you reaching your goals. You know, there's so many studies have shown that successful people read on a regular basis, and not just reading for fun, but reading personal development books, reading financial books, reading books in their career. So you should make a goal, a reading goal of how many books do you want to read? But then as you're planning out your year, as you're setting intention for 2025, start looking for a book list that will help you accomplish your goals. What books do you want to read? Write down 12 books minimum of what that you want to read this next year that will help you reach your goals, or help you to grow in your career, or help you grow in personal development. And make that list. And starting in January, take that first one, read it, at least get it done in a month, and then go to the next one. Can you read 2 books a month? Make a list of 24 books you want to read. And then there are so many courses and so many conferences that you can attend. But it is setting the intention of, I'm going to sow into myself so I can become the best possible version of myself, because I desire next year to be the best possible year of my life. Then a fourth thing that you can think about is, what progress do you want to make next year, and how do you track it? Now, I started this 2 years ago, where at the beginning of the year, I would write down certain things that I wanted to track, that I wanted to see if I could make progress in. So I would write down things like, do we have any debt? How much money do we have in savings? How much money do we have in our investment accounts? How much do I weigh? And I wrote those things down at the beginning of the year. And then throughout the year, I looked to see, am I making progress in any of these areas? You know, this year, I was really surprised when I was preparing this video. I went back and looked at how much money we had in our investment accounts at the beginning of 2024, because one of my goals was to increase our investing and to grow our investing accounts. And I found that from the beginning of 2024 to now, we have more than 10 times the amount in our investment accounts than that we had before. Now, we didn't have huge amounts in our investment accounts before, but this was something that we tracked throughout the year, and we made a habit of investing. We made sure every paycheck we were putting something into our investing account, because it was one of our goals. And I read books on budgeting. I read books on investing. So we did all of these things going toward this goal of building our investment accounts, but we also made sure we tracked it. So this month, determine, what do you want to see progress in? Make sure you write down at the beginning of the year, here's where I am. So that next year, December 31st, 2025, you can go back and you can look, where was I and where am I now? Because that's really the only way you're going to know if you had the best year of your life. And then something else you can think about that I really think you need to set intention on is, what vacations do you want to take this year? What rest do you need to schedule? You know, a couple of weeks ago, I did a video called You Need a Vacation. You can check that out up here and down in the description. But in that video, we talked about how important it is that people get rest and recovery. And you should have times of vacations and times where you're just, sometimes it's just mental rest, sometimes it's physical rest, but you need a vacation. So why not use the month of December to determine, this first quarter, we're going to take a one-day trip and we're going to go here. Second quarter, we're going to take a weekend trip. We're going to go here. Third quarter is going to be our big vacation. We're going to take 7 days off and we're going to go visit this. Plan those things out. Put rest, recovery, and vacation times on your schedule before the year even starts. And you're going to have a much better year, because you're going to make sure those things are happening, those are taking place. You know, the first time I heard Terry say, imagine your best year, imagine what it would take to be the best year of your life. You know, part of me was a little bit cynical of it. Part of me was just like, well, I can't really expect, to have the best year of my life. But when you think about it, why not? Some year has to be the best year of your life. Why not be 2025? And why not set yourself up for success for it to be the best year of your life by taking this month and setting intention, determining what you're going to accomplish, what you want to do, getting it all written down, getting on paper, and then using the month to just imagine the best year of your life. Using this next month to really think about what would it really look like and what do I need to do? What work do I need to put forth to make 2025 the best year of your life? If this video has helped you in any way, please share, like, and subscribe. If you want to learn more about living the more intentional life, click on this playlist down here. But until I see you again, have a wonderful Christmas holiday. Have wonderful times of friendship and family and giving, but also set aside a time to make this year the best year of your life. Until I see you again, live that more intentional life.